I think we'd like to have maybe some specifics on the amount of CO2 that will be produced, the amount of CO2 that will be released, and maybe something regarding, or also, NO, I'm sorry, I'm not a physicist or a chemist, the nitrous oxide, is that right? So we can talk about that perhaps also. You're going to be on the firing line on this, right?
Well, it's going to be a combination.
Sure.
We can start with the CO2.
Okay. And you want to turn it on first.
Okay. So I'm Cole Bauer, in charge of site engineering. Speak up. Is that better? Okay. So with regard to CO2, we touched on it in the presentation. We're actually going to be building a CO2 recapture plant right here near the generators, and we'll be capturing. We're going to be capturing most of the CO2, and they will be purifying it and liquefying it, and then using it for the soda industry and other beverage industries that purchase CO2. So now for the NO, I think that's probably you, Rick. So, yeah. How much? We'll be looking at the percentage. We're going to try to capture 100% of the CO2 and process it. Right now, we've got contracts for 45% of the overall outtake, but that's for that. We have 2 phases of this project. So at the outset of phase 1, we'll be capturing very nearly all of the CO2, and then as phase 2 gets built, we'll be capturing more. So the goal of our company is to capture almost all of the CO2 coming out of the plant.
Court, in addition to the percentage of recapture, I'm going to try to get some of this stuff, okay? In addition to the percentage of recapture, can you also talk about gross quantities that you're talking about? Is that something you can address?
Yeah, gross quantity is about, was it 2,000? Yeah, it's 2,000 tons per day of CO2. So does that answer everybody's question?
So 2,000 tons per day of CO2 to be produced. Your goal initially is 45% recapture?
Yeah, that's a full phase 1 and phase 2 build out. Phase 1 build out is what's occurring now. Phase 2 is scheduled to be built out within the next 5 to 6 years.
So let me just, if you don't mind,
no,
just get a little more clarification. At maximum capacity, and let's for right now not talk about
phase 1, 2.
Let's just talk about production, and then we'll worry about resale or recapture and resale. Maximum production of CO2 and nitrous oxide in gross amounts. Can you provide that?
Well, we're just talking about CO2 right now.
Okay.
And that's the 2,000 tons per day, and we're going to recapture.
And that's with both phases in?
Correct.
Okay.
That's at the full build out. Now, the NO, Rick will need to talk about that. Okay.
And on the CO2, I heard you say you're expecting at least 45% as a minimum of recapture and resale.
Well,
is that
yes, correct. That's what we have under contract right now.
And the rest would go upward.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.